13 days since Arko rape and murder, a nation has erupted in anger and protest. Public outrage seeking accountability and reforms. But in the past fortnight, about 18 cases of rapes and sexual abuse have been reported in India. Research shows about 99% of cases of sexual abuse, including rapes, go unreported in India. Post the Nirbhaya incident in 2012, Indian government created Nirbhaya Fund to support initiatives ensuring safety of women. Nirbhaya funds were also utilized for setting up of fast-track special courts for fast disposal of cases pertaining to sexual assault, rape and harassment. As on May 2024, 755 fast-track special courts, including 410 exclusive POCSO courts, are functional in 30 states and union territories in India, which have disposed of more than 2 lakh pending cases. As on May 2024, around 2 lakh cases of rape and POCSO are still pending before the fast-track courts. But 4 men convicted of gang raping Nirbhaya were hanged in 2020, 8 years after the brutal crime. So the question is, how fast are fast-track special courts? Entity caught up with a rape survivor in Kolkata. She has decided to reveal her identity. Entity has her consent to show her face. Angela Mondal came out with her story on Facebook in 2019. Her case is still lingering in a fast-track court for the past 5 years. A rapist is innocent until proven guilty, but a survivor loses her identity forever. Angela Mondal defied that norm. 99.99% of rape complainants don't dare or are motivated to do what she has done.
Can I say disgusting? It is disgusting. Because had I not fought, I think I understand it. But since I have, I look at myself as a warrior, which is why I don't know why there's any need for me to be hidden or be behind any sort of curtain. Like that, it should be literally the other way around, but fine, whatever it is.
Is this a commentary on us, on the society?
Of course, it is. I do understand where it comes from because I don't live with just me or the people who think like me or look at uh, what I what I've been through the way I do. I live with a population that still looks at it as a stain on me, and I cannot just deny their existence or then deny their perspective or wherever they come from. So yeah, I just have to make peace with it. It
Have you
is
been able
painful.
to have you been able to make peace with this? Just not this,
It
but
has
with what has happened to you.
honestly, I'll tell you something. It's really funny. It's taken me a while, and I think until very recently, it has been 3 months since I finally washed myself of any kind of guilt attached to the incident that happened to me, in a way that I have finally come to accept that I didn't do anything wrong to for it to happen to me. Imagine 5 years. It took me 5 years to completely to myself to accept that I didn't actually bring it upon myself. So yeah, it has had its journey, I think, for me also to accept it in different kinds of ways.
It is easy to find closure.
Well, I don't even know what that term means, honestly, at this point. What is closure? What do you mean by closure? Like, I don't know what that means. It's not going to go anywhere. I I don't want it to go either, because that would be what a waste. You go through it, you survive out of it, and you talk about it, you do something about it, and then you just forget it. That is also not something that I would hope or dream for my life. But I honestly don't know what closure is. And I do not know if closure is always the best thing forward.
I don't think closure can also happen when you have cases after cases happening.
Closure is impossible when the fast track court takes years to give the next date, or years for them to call their first witness, which is me. That is impossible, because you have to reiterate it, you have to live through it every night before the date, which just keeps going on. I mean, I do not remember what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I will be asked exactly what was the color of my underwear 5 years back, and I don't remember it. So,
Your case is with the fast track court,
yeah,
and where is your case standing?
we've had the first proper hearing. Like, I was allowed to speak the first time, the last hearing date, which was a month back, I think.
Come again, in 5 years?
Yeah.
Sorry, in 5 years,
It
you
has-
have spoken only once.
Not even wholly, just began. And I am the first, like, I begin the trial. So the trial began the last date, which was less than a month back. It's been 5 years. Yeah.
And your case is with the fast track court.
It is the fast track court.
And
Yeah.
they call themselves a fast track.
Yeah. Oh, there are so many. It's lovely. The whole court thing is hilarious, actually. Because my case is essentially state versus my perpetrator. It's not me versus him. So I cannot have my own lawyer. I cannot have legal advice as such. Because then it'll be like, if you have spoken the truth, why do you need legal help at all? Which makes zero sense. But I get it.
I don't know. It is my personal understanding. Every time an incident happens, we are so busy giving a name to the survivor or fighter or victim. It so happens
The borrowed name.
the borrowed name.
Yeah.
So from Nirbhaya to now Nirbhaya 2, somebody is calling her Tilottama, somebody is calling her Abhaya. I don't get the point whether these names are even approved by her parents.
I don't know if I'm like going a little off the track with this sentence, because one of the things that I had been told the most after I put it out there was how strong I am, as if strong is a state of being and not, I mean, like something that I was born within, something I just have to be because something happened to me. I mean, it just happened to me and I'm speaking about it. I do not wish to be strong. I don't wish to be Nirbhaya. I am scared to death. That is important. Like, I get it that you're giving me this name, but I didn't choose to be that. When that man was doing something to me, when that man was doing something to the woman, she was not Nirbhaya. She was scared. And why is it weak to say that I'm scared? Or why is it weak? Like, I believe strength just like happiness comes and goes. I'm feeling strong in this moment. In the next moment, I might just crumble. Like everybody else, right? So this is how you sideline a person. Because you're like, so you're a strong person. Oh, this has happened to you. Be strong. I don't know what that means. What do you mean by that? So that you don't feel guilty that it is systematic, that it has happened because of everybody else in the society who is also responsible. So if you ask me to be strong, you'll just feel more relaxed about your place in this whole thing. And with this whole borrowed name thing, it is very, 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 very frustrating. It is very frustrating. Because first of all, like I said, all the names given are, why are they related to them being warriors? I don't know. They were trying to survive. Yes, they were trying. They couldn't. Sad. But the names have nothing to do with them. So whoever will look back at them will only know them because of what had happened to them in that moment. As if they had no existence, no identity, no personality before that.
Very true.
It's like Damini didn't die. Damini, a person who was studying, who was in love, who was loved, whatever. There's no existence of a human being. It's a person who experienced that thing, and we just hope she was strong because it'll make us feel a little better about ourselves.
To me, it's an act of obfuscation.
Of course it is.
You talking about Archikor Medical College and Hospital incident. It is shocking.
Hmm.
It's barbaric. When you hear the fine print or details about the case, uh, as a woman, does it make you
Devastated, yeah.
okay?
We're devastated and furious. I don't know what else. Like, I'm sure none of us have slept peacefully since it came out. And that I remember the morning very distinctly. The thing is, the first thing I asked was why, and a very helpless why. I remember I was asking everybody that I came across that day, like why, and all the whys that I came across on social media or news channels, most of the whys were directed towards her. Why? Like why it happened, the answers to them were related to her somehow, and not why would a person do it. Like what can make you so angry, so angry that you will do it? And this is something that has to be cured. This is not a men against women fight. It's a fight against what is causing this much rage. Like, why are you finding it in yourself to destroy another being, not just, you know, hurt them, but to completely destroy that person, break and like erase that person from this world? Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Like, if this is deeper than what it is, great, we would like some answers. Her parents would too. But it's the same with what happened in a Delhi crime. The why wasn't really like acknowledged, addressed at all. Like, why did those men feel the need and the urge to do it to another person, to a woman? Where did that come from? And as long as we are staying away from that question, this is not going anywhere. This is just going to keep happening. Because we just locate the issue somewhere else. Focus, like shift our camera lens to a completely different story, because it's easier. When somebody sitting in their living room watching the television with a tea would feel a little more comfortable hearing that side of the narrative and not where we actually should be shifting the cameras. So I think the why has to be addressed. Something has to be done about that. I can't believe somebody had to go through something so barbarous and something so brutal, and I cannot fathom what she had to go through, and it's so heartbreaking that it had to be that for this to happen. But I cannot not see the light in it. I cannot. I just have to. But otherwise, what's the point in living? I didn't even know for the longest time that what happened to me deserves to be punished. Because what happened to me is very similar to what happens to every little girl in the hands of their uncles and even fathers and grandfathers and fathers' best friends. Those are the things that never goes out of the, room, never gets out of the house. And we are not even taught that this is something you can do, that you can talk about it and punish it, because that's your uncle, that's your father's friend, that's your mama, that's your whatever. You can't do that to them. So I didn't know that you can. And if I do, because I have to then look at, acha, amar mama jodi era kore thakto, what is the punishment that I want my mama to face? I don't know. It's easy when I'm looking at a random person, a random stranger who has done something to somebody else. And I can be like, heh, ফাঁসি হওয়া উচিত, হ্যাঁ এই যাবজ্জীবন হওয়া উচিত, 10 বছর হওয়া উচিত, 15 বছর হওয়া উচিত. It's easy. When I'm trying to look at it, like, I don't know what is justice. And I think I stopped thinking about the case like that, thinking about the incident like that. I only was looking at it from a perspective, oh, this needs to be talked about. This needs to be out there. This just needs to be out there. Everybody needs to know that he has done it. This should not be something that is not a conversation anymore. He needs to be accountable. He needs to be accountable. Because I'm honestly, like, I know I should not be looking at it from this lens, but I'm also a little positive and hopeful because I didn't have any evidence. And that's a huge, huge thing. That they actually brought it to a position where I can stand on a stand and say that this has happened to me and this is a position of my word against that man's. And that I was given this space. I thought whatever caused it could have been pressure, it could have been media. It was very chaotic back then. So whatever pushed it, so that like I could, because you've seen such violent third degree rape, murder situations that never see the light of the court.
Do you think these people these criminals. They have a right to live behind bars on taxpayers' money.
Depends. This person, these people, I don't know how many. No, they don't. They don't. Of course not. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it. It's too brutal. It's too extreme. But uh, I have gone through these phases where I try to understand, okay, where they came from, what could have caused it. If we do this reformation thing, if we try to change them, change whatever caused them to become this beast, whatever. But I'm sorry, you're too old. You're not a juvie. You're not a child. You know what you did. You know what you did. We've all gone through traumas. You think women have not gone through traumas? I have gone through trauma. I don't go around like chopping genitals. I don't do that. I don't burn every man I come across because I'm angry at them. I don't do that. It's not that hard to not choose violence. It's not that hard. So if you're doing it, you consciously did it, and you watched that happen to another person. I'm so sorry that this world has no place for you. At least the world that I want to live in has no place for you.
Hang the rapist?
Yeah, for sure. It's disgusting. I can't believe I'm saying it because I was such a non-believer in that. But yeah, man, you don't deserve to live because you're not for life. If you're not for somebody else's life, I'm not for yours. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't defense. It wasn't revenge. The woman was sleeping, for God's sake.
At this juncture, if somebody needs strength more than you, me, anybody, are the parents of this fighter, is there anything that you would want to tell the mother and the father? They have lost their daughter.
I wish I was wise enough, kind enough, big enough to say anything. I don't think I can do that. Just because something on a minuscule level compared to what she had to go through has happened to me does not give me the place or the position to say something to her mother. I can't. I don't think any of us can. Because what will you say? Be strong? Or see the light? Or shut up. Don't do that. I don't have any position. I don't think anybody does. No idea. Just because I have done something or have a similar life or a woman or whatever does not put me in a position to tell her anything. We can be all on the streets for her and roar for her, but I cannot advise her. I cannot give her words of wisdom.
Cases of rape and sexual assault emerge every day. Cases which are not reported get lost in obscurity. Many a times, women fail to get the support from their family. Angela was lucky that way. Her mother, Paramita Mondal, stood by her as rock solid. যখন কোনো ঘটনা কোনো মহিলার সাথে হয়, তার পরিবারকেও জড়াতে হয় স্বেচ্ছায় অনিচ্ছায়, কারণ পরিবার একই পরিবারের সদস্যর সঙ্গে হয়েছে এবং তারপর লড়াইটা হয়তো শুধু একজনের হয় না, গোটা পরিবারের হয়ে যায়। আপনার মেয়ের সাথে আপনার লড়াইটা কি ইকুয়ালি ডিফিকাল্ট ছিল না অন্য রকম ছিল?
আসলে টিভিতে কাগজে যে আমরা নানান রকম শুনি, যখন এই মেয়ের সাথে ওই হচ্ছে, ওই মেয়ের সাথে ওই হচ্ছে, সেটা একটা ধরনের। কিন্তু ওটা যখন নিজের মেয়ের ব্যাপারে হয়, তখন একে তো মানে আমার মেয়ের সাথেই হলো, এইটা একটা সাংঘাতিক কষ্টের মধ্যে দিয়ে যেতে হয়। তার উপরে আবার আমার মেয়ে তার জন্য জাস্টিস পেতে চেয়েছে, যেন লড়াই করতে নামা, সেটা আবার আরও সাংঘাতিক। ওর মানে আমি বলবো না যে আমি বিরাট সাহসী ছিলাম, আমি খুব একটা সাহসী ছিলাম না, কিন্তু একটা 19 বছরের মেয়ের এত সাহস দেখে তার পাশে মা হয়তো হাত দিতেই হয়, পাশে দাঁড়াতেই হয়, যেটা মানে হয়েছে। আর ও ও শুধু, আমি বলবো শুধু ওর নয়, ওর পরে যে কত মেয়ের এটার থেকে অন্তত একজন আটকাতে পেরেছে, অন্তত একটা রেপিস্টের হাত থেকে কতগুলো মেয়ে বাঁচলো জানি, এই জগতে এই লোক ভর্তি, কিন্তু তবু একজনের হাত থেকে তো কতগুলো মেয়েকে বাঁচাতে পারলো। কারণ এইটা মানে লাইন দিয়ে একটার পর একটা মেয়ে ওনার বলি হচ্ছিলেন, সেটার থেকে তো বাঁচাতে পেরেছে। আর তারপরে আর কি বলবো, মানে একে তো মানে সবাই অনেকে সাপোর্ট করে, যে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া আমাদের বিরাট, এর এই গুণটা আমাকে দিতেই হয় সোশ্যাল মিডিয়ার মাধ্যমে। প্রচুর লোকের সাপোর্ট আছে ঠিকই, কিন্তু মন ভেঙে দেওয়ার লোকও কম নেই। অ্যাঞ্জেলাকেও বলা হয়েছে, কই আমার মেয়ে তো করেনি, তাহলে তোমার মেয়ের সাথেই কেন হলো, আমার মেয়ের সাথে তো হয়নি, সে কেন গেছে, সে কেন 3-4 মাস পরে প্রতিবাদ করলো, সে মুহূর্তে কেন করলো না? তার মেন্টাল হেলথের কথা ভাবনা, এটা অনেক বড় ব্যাপার, এটা অনেক বড় ব্যাপার আমার মনে হয়। কারণ এই চিন্তাধারাটা করতে একটা মানে এই শিক্ষাটা আমাদের সমাজে নেই, যে মানুষের মেন্টাল হেলথের কথাটা বোঝার ক্ষমতা নেই। সবাই সাধারণ এটা হলো কেন, সঙ্গে সঙ্গে কেন তাকে অ্যাটাক করা হলো না, সঙ্গে সঙ্গে এই চিন্তাটাই করছে। তার জন্য যে এতগুলো মাস কেন গেল সেটাই কেউ কোনোদিনও চিন্তা করেনি। সেই উত্তর দিতে দিতেই আমরা বড় ক্লান্ত, আর আমি উত্তর দিতে চাইও না, উত্তর দিতে চাইও না। তবু আইন ব্যবস্থা জানি 5 বছর ধরে চলছে, তবু আইন ব্যবস্থার উপরই ভরসা করে বসে আছি।
এই যে বারবার বলা হয় মহিলা হচ্ছে দুর্গা, মহিলা কালী, মহিলা হাতে ত্রিশূল ধরতে পারে, আজকে মহিলাকে 5 বছর ধরে বিচারের জন্য
ওই দেবী বানিয়েই রেখেছে, ওটা দেবীই রয়েছে, সে ওই এতেই থাকবে, সে কখনোই ওখান থেকে নামতে পারবে না মেয়েদের। কিন্তু আমি কখনোই হব না, কারণ আমি জানি যে মেয়েদের মধ্যে দুর্গা কালী যাই ভাব থাকুক ভেতরে অবশ্যই আছে। আজকে যে প্রতিবাদের ঢেউ উঠেছে যে আরজিকর নিয়ে, এটাতে আমি ভীষণ হ্যাপি। কারণ শুধু যারা ইয়াং জেনারেশন, মানে যারা প্রতিবাদ করছে আজকে, শুধু তাদের মধ্যে যদি থাকে সীমাবদ্ধ, তাহলে সমাজে সেই জিনিস আসবে না। আজকে ঘরের সমস্ত বউরা এবং যারা মধ্যবিত্ত বউরা যেসব মেয়েদের দোষ দিয়ে বেরিয়েছে, যা মেয়েরাও তো মেয়েদের প্রচুর দোষ দিয়ে বেরিয়েছে যে তুমি কেন করেছো, আজকে সেই মহিলারাও যে বেরিয়ে পড়ছে, এটাতে আমি ভীষণ হ্যাপি।
আরজিকরের যে মহিলা, আমি তাকে ফাইটার বলি, তো আগেন আমি নাম নিতে পারছি না বলে তাকে ফাইটার বলছি, কিন্তু আমি নির্ভয়া, অভয়া, তিলোত্তমা, ওই ওই নোম্যানক্লেচারের মধ্যে আমি ঢুকতে পারবো না, সরি, বিকজ তার পরিবার এই নামগুলোর জন্য কনসেন্ট দিয়েছে কিনা আমি জানি না। কামিং ব্যাক টু দি কোয়েশ্চেন, তার মায়ের সঙ্গে আপনি যদি কোনোদিন কথা বলেন, তো
তার মায়ের সাথে কথা বলতে হবে না, আমিও তো মা, মেয়েরই মা। আমি তো ফিল করি যে তার মায়ের আর একটা সেকেন্ড বেঁচে থাকার ইচ্ছা হবে না। এটাই একটা সাংঘাতিক ব্যাপার, মানে মানে কি বলবো, এটা মানে এতটাই ভয়ঙ্কর একটা ব্যাপার যে সন্তান যে কি সাংঘাতিক জিনিস আমি জানি না। তবে উনিও ফাইটার, যে বিচারপতি বলছেন যে মেয়ের এই রূপ দেখেও উনি লড়ছেন। এটা খুব চাপ।
in order to begin something, you have to end something, and you have to end one or two, just to see if that works as a detriment. I don't know what would ever work as a detriment, but just
Same.
hoping.
I just hope to.
Yeah.
situation to situation, like at this point with whatever happened at Archicor, there's nothing else that comes to mind but hang the rapist. Yeah, but I do know that that is not always the case for me also when I look at something, which is sad, but yeah, I accept the dualities in me also in that case. But Archicor, yeah, please, if not tomorrow, today.